You know, we've all felt it. We sing about it, we write about it, we basically build our lives around it. But what if I told you that love is way more than just a feeling or some poetic idea? Science actually sees it as a biological force, something that can physically reshape our health. So let's dive in and really look at the science behind how it all works.
It's kind of a weird paradox when you think about it, right? I mean, our culture is just full of songs and stories about heartbreak, the agony of love. And yet, there's this huge pile of scientific research that says a loving relationship might be one of the best things you can do for your body. So, what is actually going on inside of us?
To really get a handle on love's power, we have to look past the Valentine's cards and into our own biology. See, it turns out love isn't just some abstract feeling that we have. It's a whole series of pretty intense chemical and neurological events that physically change our bodies. And it all starts right up here in the brain.
So, from a scientific view, love is a fundamental drive, almost like hunger or thirst. It's basically an evolutionary tool that rewires our nervous system to make us seek out protection, build trust, and feel hope. And the command center for all this change? It's the limbic system. You can think of it as our brain's emotional core, the part that handles our feelings and memories. And it's directly shaped by the people we're closest to. Okay, now this is where it gets really fascinating. The actual chemistry of love changes over time. When you first fall for someone, your brain gets this huge rush of dopamine, which is that feel-good chemical that makes you feel like you're on top of the world. But at the same time, your stress hormone, cortisol, is high and serotonin is low. That explains that crazy mix of excitement, anxiety, and, that slightly obsessive feeling we get. But as love matures, that whole chemical cocktail shifts. The stress and obsession fade away as cortisol and serotonin go back to normal. And this other hormone, oxytocin, the bonding hormone, takes center stage, creating this amazing sense of calm, stability, and just deep connection. So, the most important takeaway here is this. Love is not just in your head. It's not just a thought. It is physically changing your body's chemistry, your hormones, your neurotransmitters, the whole shebang. And these changes have real, measurable effects on our health. Okay, so we know the chemistry changes. Big deal, right? Well, it is a big deal. What do these changes actually do for us? As you're about to see, the health benefits are pretty mind-blowing. They affect everything from our mood all the way down to our immune system. First off, a stable, loving relationship is like a shield for our mental health. I mean, study after study shows that people in supportive partnerships have way lower rates of depression and anxiety. They're also less likely to struggle with substance abuse, and they tend to have higher self-esteem. It makes sense, right? When you know someone truly has your back, it builds this sense of worth that helps you handle whatever life throws at you. And this chart, wow, it really paints a clear picture of the physical impact. It shows average blood pressure. Now, look at the folks who are happily married. Their levels are the lowest. Singles are in the middle, but here's the kicker. People in unhappy, hostile relationships, their blood pressure is the highest, even higher than being single. It just goes to show you it's not just about having a partner, it's about the quality of that connection. And the good news just keeps coming. The positive emotions that come with love can actually help strengthen your immune system. People in happy relationships also report fewer physical problems, like nagging headaches and backaches. Plus, when you have a supportive partner, you're more likely to make healthier choices, which probably explains why, on average, married folks tend to go to the doctor less often. Okay, if you need just one stunning piece of evidence for love's healing power, this is it. Get this, research has actually found that physical wounds can heal up to twice as fast for people in supportive relationships compared to those in stressful, hostile ones. The inflammation and stress from all that conflict can literally slow down your body's ability to repair itself. That's just wild. And all of this brings us to a really, really critical point. None of these amazing benefits are automatic. You don't just get them by signing a piece of paper. They all depend on one thing. The relationship has to be a healthy and supportive one. In fact, a toxic partnership can be even worse for your health than just being on your own. So what does that healthy foundation actually look like? Well, as you can see here, it's built on a few essential pillars. Of course, it all has to start with mutual trust and respect. But from there, you need open communication, being able to really say how you feel. It's also about learning how to disagree without tearing each other down, which is huge. It's about valuing your time together, but also honoring each other's boundaries. And most of all, it's about that constant mutual support. So when you put all of these pieces together, this really powerful picture starts to form. Love isn't just some nice-to-have bonus in life. We should probably start seeing it as a vital part of our health toolkit, something that works for both prevention and cure. And that whole wellness journey, it really has to start from within. We've all heard the saying, right? You can't love others until you love yourself. And there's some deep truth there. Things like self-compassion and self-care, they aren't selfish. They're the prerequisites. They build up that internal strength you need to even show up in a healthy, supportive relationship in the first place. This is maybe where love is the most critical. When you're going through a personal crisis or you're struggling with your mental health, it can feel impossible to find the energy to get help. In those moments, a loving partner can be a lifeline, that person who reminds you that you're worth it and gives you the encouragement you need to take that first, really hard step towards getting better. So, as we wrap up here, it's crystal clear that healthy love is one of nature's most powerful medicines. It literally rewires our brains, rebalances our chemistry, and helps repair our bodies. And that leaves all of us with one final, really important question to think about. How can you actively build more healthy, supportive love in your own life, starting today?